So this morning, while I was actually bathing, I was thinking, what would I talk about today? And something came to my mind. Why haven't I been successful? Yeah, most of this stuff I started reading motivational book and self-help books after listening to Read That Poor Dad. I think in my 200 level first semester, because my friend's dad sent it to him, and I was lucky to be in his room at that day, and I listened to it, and I was like, wow, this really makes sense. And that was the moment I started reading school. But why haven't I been successful since that time? So this week I'm going to be sharing 5 reasons why I've not been successful even after knowing all those things. I don't know who this is actually going to help. So it's going to be in parts. So the first reason is losing focus. After listening to that video from a friend, I started content creating. I create content for TikTok and Instagram, and I have about 50,000 plus followers on those platforms. But what really happened? We went on IT, because there's this 1 year, I think 6 months to 1 year industrial training you have to go, one in uni, and I went on that break and I stopped creating content which I used to create back in school. And coming back to school, the whole place has changed. Like people have really changed. You see that people have really worked on themselves, right? And that was when I lost myself. I became depressed. I felt like I was moving backward. But looking at it at the moment now, that was the moment I was supposed to push harder. That was the moment I was supposed to fight. That was the moment I was supposed to keep moving. But the story was the other way around, because I never knew. Yes, I know about how you have to show up every day, but I never knew like this other side, that after failure you don't have to put your head down. You just have to fight. You just have to sit like, okay, I have to conquer this thing. So looking at it now, I know that if something like that should come to my way, I know that it's a challenge for me to step up, not failure per se. I won't see it as failure. I'll see it as a challenge. The next thing was, I was thinking I was not doing enough because I was not seeing any progress. My life was not changing. My life was still at that same point. And I never knew like the law of success or achieving anything was you have to keep moving even when you are not making any progress, even when that thing is failing, because you are not actually failing, because on that process you are learning that you only get better with time, like moving. That was something I never knew that time. So I was feeling like, what am I doing? I'm a failure, because I was looking around me and people were actually making a living for themselves. I was feeling like, am I the one that is doing the wrong thing? Am I the one that is not doing the right thing? So the moral from that story is, when you're actually on a journey, on your own journey, so as far you have seen that thing has failed someone or has changed someone's life before now, it can still change your own life if you keep moving. Because yes, there will always be people who are ahead of you, and there will always be people you are ahead of. That's life. You just have to see life that way. When you come across that kind of situation, because I'm making this video because it might actually help someone out there, it's not a time for you to go and start something new. That's not a time for you to feel like you abandon what you're doing and going to what someone else is doing. Because the thing is that if you abandon what you are doing at the moment and going to what someone else is doing, you still pass through that challenge of not seeing any progress, and you also feel like you're not doing the right thing again, and you jump into something else. Just be strict with yourself. Like, so as far you have seen that it has paid someone before now, so as far as it has helped someone before now, just believe that it's going to help you and just keep moving. Whenever you come through hard time in a situation, it's not a time for you to abandon what you are doing at the moment. So as far as seen it has paid someone before now, it's just a time for you to keep learning and keep trying to get better. Because when you get better, the money or whatever you need comes into your hand easily. So the next thing was shiny object syndrome, which is always looking for something new, what is actually trending at the moment for you to key into. There was a time I tried social media marketing. There was a time I tried e-commerce. Then I went into content creating. It was actually from content creating that I now saw progress, which was when I now built a following on Instagram and TikTok for 50,000 plus followers. And after that as well, I stopped doing what I was doing and I lost everything. The moral of this particular story today is just stick to something. If I knew what I knew at this moment, I believe even when I saw progress on my content creator journey, I wouldn't have stopped. But I never knew all I knew at this moment. My mindset wasn't all that strong the way it is now. I'm going to be honest here. new things will always come out. But if you know that this is what you really want to do, this is what you've been working on, this is what you've been learning, the basics, just stick to it and master it first and be very good at it. There's a book I read by Napoleon Hill, which is Outwitting the Devil, which says people are not successful because they drift from one thing to another, and the biggest cause of failure in any man's life is drifting from one thing to another. So that's the lesson I actually learned. I don't chase anything shiny, because everything shiny still has its own stress. You might feel online that you're seeing it's making a lot of money and other stuff, but the process in which they used to get to that place, that's when you don't see. And success has like a cycle. You have to go through that cycle to achieve whatever it is in any industry. So if you know you're in a particular industry at the moment and you're seeing other industry trying making things happen for themselves, don't leave your own industry. Since if you know it's what you want, don't leave your own industry and launch into their own, because you're starting something new entirely and you're still going to go through this process. Just stick to what you are doing now. If you know it still pays people and it's what you really want to do, just stick to it and you definitely triumph. This was the main reason why I actually lost everything in the first place, feeling like I was not enough. I was making content for Instagram, TikTok back in school. I was confident doing my thing, but I started getting a lot of negative comment like, this guy says you know get swag. You see they use Android phone, your videos are not clear, you don't even know how to dress, and it ate me down. Like I started feeling like I'm not worthy of actually showing myself out there because I don't have all those things. It got to the extent I was afraid of filming with my iPhone 6 I had then, which was why I actually used to start a page. But now looking back at those moments, the lesson I've learned from it is that, see, you just have to keep moving. Use what you have at the moment and keep moving. That those better things are going to find you. Once you are able to keep moving, you conquer those particular negative thoughts, particular negative comments, and you just keep moving, because they can't stop you, they can only talk. You get, they can't stop you. You can only be the person that stops yourself. You can only be this person that stop taking action. I would have keep moving, and over time I'll be able to get the fancy stuff. To anyone out there, whatever you're using to start life, keep moving. You don't have to be perfect, because there's no time like a perfect time. See, you only grow with time. If you check people who have achieved greater things in life, they started way more ugly. They started unsure about how it's going to go. But you see that as time goes, if you take action in life, transformation happens automatically. Like it might take you time, but definitely that transformation is certain. For every action you take, there's a reaction to it, and definitely one day it's going to come to limelight. Your dream is just a dream until you take action, and take action with whatever you have. Don't allow anybody make you feel like you're not enough. Don't allow anybody make you feel like you're not worthy of what you desire in life. See everything outside of you as just opinion, and there's nobody that's superior to you, and you're not inferior to anybody. And anything anybody express, whether negative to you, it's their own opinion. It's just for you to keep moving and know that you are enough and you are worthy of whatever life has in stock for you. So, the next thing that really happened was, after the setback, I started again where I left off on my TikTok, Instagram again, but I was doing it out of desperation, and I was thinking it was really going to happen really fast, like since I already have a following. But every day I keep producing and I keep seeing no result, and I felt like I'm a total failure. But after going through some hard times, depression, I came to realize that it's more of like a journey now. So I have to just like start afresh again, which is those things which I did before that helped me go to that particular place I was at that time. That I have to still do it again. If you're trying to work on something at the moment and it's not really, you're not seeing any green light, you're not seeing any progress at the moment, just know you're making progress. So challenges are opportunity for us to get to our highest potential. But I know, yes, when you're facing it at that moment, it feels like it's going to eat you down, but it's not going to eat you down. It's just an opportunity for you to grow. And never think that it's going to happen fast. Never think that it's going to happen like in a split seconds. Just know that it's a process and it might take you a while, but you just have to be showing up and appreciate the journey and being in the process. Push yourself, because we as human, we have high potentials if we believe in what we can actually do. I took two trade this week, one loss, two break even, and I'm still looking at BTC now because it's approaching the zone I was looking at before now. So I'm looking if I'm going to take a trade today. And yeah, so this week has been an awesome one, a blessed one. And thank God for life. I'm not yet where I want to be, but I know I'm in my process, though it's not really easy. But what can man do? But you just have to keep moving.